Whose music is that, from upstairs? Is that that idiot's show? I'm doing it. I'm taking her. Yes, Jill. Then get the fuck out of the shot.
I really wanna bomb you, I wanna make you mine. I know I'm ugly and I'm not your type, but you come around in time.
I have my design that I execute. I derive great pleasure from my power to execute this exact design and the subtle power this design has over creating the moods of man. They have begun to seriously interfere. I'll do anything to retain my ability to execute this exact design. Well, they make me so mad when they talk. I think it's time for a storm to express my disgust.
I need help to get my hands untied so I can use my fingers to develop my potential. One of the big superpowers could help me, but they do not care if my hands are tied behind my back. They can still get their raw materials. They can get anything they want.
Hey, you know, we're at the end of another one of our badly conceived agricultural 5-year plans, and Horace wrecked it. We don't have enough grain. Could I buy some?
Sure. Our farmers are inspired by the profit motive, so we've got plenty, and besides, I can always find somebody to sell anything to anybody.
Oh, really? Well, you know, when something goes wrong in our country, we have to arrest somebody. And we can't arrest Horace, who wrecked it, so we'll have to arrest some farmers. So if you'll sell me some of your great police surveillance technology equipment, we'll be able to spy on our farmers and find out exactly which ones are the most self-motivated troublemakers, and then we'll be able to use them for our next irregular, semi-annual wave of arrests.
Poquito, I'm hungry. Could you please take me out to dinner tonight again?
I'm on a diet. Quit acting so ethnic naughty and don't bother me.
Listen, you know, you won't charge too much for that grain, will you? I need lots of money left over to build missiles to protect myself from your arrogance.
Well, don't build too many missiles, or I'm going to have to pass that law I was planning to forbid the export of food.
Well, I mean, we could have strategic arms limitations if you'd like.
If you think you can control yourself.
If you think you can control yourself and not charge too much money for that police surveillance technology equipment.
Well, I don't have to charge too much, because you see, such commodities are in surplus in our marketplace, and so they're not in demand, and, well, we don't spy on our people, so we don't need them.
We have to spy on our people to make sure they don't watch you and lose their values and go defect to your country.
We don't have to keep our people from wanting to go to you.
You don't have to, because you know why? They're all glued in front of their TV sets and they aren't going anywhere. And anyway, you know, they're all sitting there eating greasy sugar. And you know, they don't even remember how to read anymore. You're slipping back into illiteracy.
Yeah, I've seen you read. You have one book.
Das Kapital is a very good book. It has everything you need to know about things.
One book is not enough. You know, in our country, if our people want to aspire to higher things in life, fine. And if they want to sit around and become greasy, passive vegetables, well, that's okay, too.
Very few of them aspire to a higher form of life, and the ones that do, you know what they do? They exploit the passive vegetables. We take care of our passive vegetables, you know. We reward them by never making them go to jail. And you make all your passive vegetables go to jail, you know, because because you turn them into free, enterprising criminals. And you got so many jails to hold all your free enterprising criminals, and we don't got too many jails. You know why? Because we only have to put out good to people in jail.
Once again, I begin to get a little bit suspicious about big superpowers and why they're so interested in my little country. Why they always talk about my raw materials and strategic position. So I explain my country's position to you in a little song that I wrote just for this occasion. Don't take up my banana, don't abuse my banana. My girl, she wants my banana all to herself. Don't take up my coffee beans, don't take up my little nuts. I'm going to need them the next time I find a little slut. Don't take up my oil, don't take up my squirts. My girl, she wants my fluids to fill up her squirts. They're going to beat me dry, I just don't go for that. Please, girls, don't squeeze me dry. Someday I hope to multiply. Now don't take up my banana, don't abuse my banana. My girl, she wants my banana all to herself, all to herself, all to herself. Ole.
They are continually bringing about a reduction in the quality of the contribution of the sunlight's heat upon my design. Burning vegetation gives off CO. Burning coal gives off SO2. Their CO ruins my OH. Disgusting.
If you'll blow one over, I'll make them too sick to interfere with your design.
When it's time for a cold front, I'll blow one over.
I'm a teeny weeny guy. That's why I have to multiply. 'Cause I'm so small and incomplete, I need the security of offspring all around me. You may see me as an enemy, but I have goodie up my sleeve. Oh, I wish I was a living thing, but all I can do is steal your genes, 'cause without them I can't survive. Oh, I wish I was alive. I ain't dead, I ain't alive, but boy, can I multiply. I'm a parasite. You got DNA and RNA, and I only got one or the other. Sometime I like mucus and sometime I like brain. But even when you think you're rid of me, I'll mutate and come right back again. And even when I left you, I leave something behind. You still got the antibody that I wish I didn't found.
Okay, I'll consent to blow one over. Wait for a cold front, so the humans will be nice and weak for all your diseases. Now step aside. It's time for a tropical storm.
You liar.
Wait.
Yeah.
I start. You better do it again. Want to have strategic arms limitations too?
Why, you liar, you cheat, you leave a lot to be desired, and you're really incomplete. Besides, you didn't deliver the caviar when you promised, and people in Beverly Hills are very deprived. So how can I trust you to limit your bombs, huh?
Well, you obviously you're new in town there. When we deal with you, we have to get, we get your capital. You know what it is? It's fake money. It's just garbage. It inflates and deflates, and you're printing it all the time on this yucky paper. We got fake promises. Those are the kind that you never intend to keep. It's a proud Soviet tradition. And if you're going to deal with me, that's what you got. No one else ever complained.
Comrade, my son would like to use state duplicating machine for a Union flyer.
And comrade, my mother is very, very sick. Would it be possible for state to supply some medicine for her?
Oh, come over to my house tonight and I'll give you the medicine. But you know you can't make a copy in this country over here without a permit from the censor.
Hey, you don't need a permit at my house. I'll call you.
Hey, you know, I've been hearing about your great research with, with interferon research to get rid of that virus, and good weather control research to get rid of that horse, they're both getting in my way. Maybe we could get together and do research together and get rid of those guys.
I'm not particularly concerned in my world of Western civilization. And besides, it just doesn't bother me. And I'm very busy. I have an opening to go to. I have to pick up my tuxedo. I'm in rally.
Surely you can miss an opening to at least help poor old Jose. Remember him, his people are dying like flies from the virus,
Oh, interesting, but in a way not so interesting. It just takes care of overpopulation.
But have you figured it out? They make great guerrilla soldiers.
Now you're making a little bit of sense, that's true. And also cheap labor, and they're illegal. Yes, and they don't need Medicare. Talk on.
Oh, I'm glad you agree, because we got to get rid of the virus, because, we don't have much of a population anymore. Our supply of workers is going down,
Oh, I think what you're talking about is self-genocide. Your population is so bored they can't get it on. They won't reproduce. They're bored.
It's Horace's fault. Nothing is ever my fault. He makes the weather here so depressing. That's why they're bored. And he makes it very depressing in Joseph's country, too, because it's always cloudy and snowing and raining over there,
Yeah, it's the weather, the bad weather. Yeah, it's no good for making movies. Yeah, you're right, for once.
Action.
Boris is right. She really did me in, but we Americans, we got a way of sublimating our deepest emotions some days. So we wrote a folk song about this, and I'm gonna let you hear it. I introduced you to my lover, you asked me for his number. I gave it to you, and what did you do? You called him on the telephone and told him I'd gone away to Rome. You asked me, did he like some beer? I said, no, he likes fine wine. So you went and bought him some Luffy Rothschild 59. I introduced you to my lover. You asked me for his number. I gave it to you, and what did you do? You took him to your house, he don't come to mine anymore. I'm so sad, and it's all your fault, you bitch.
Comrades, once again, big superpowers are quarreling over my strategic position and discussing my raw materials. I begin to get a little bit suspicious about this. Of course, my country has its own dialectical position about this, so I explain my position to you in this song.
Don't take my sausage, don't use my sausage. My boys, they want my sausage all to themselves. Don't take up my rump, don't take up my ham. I need my rump to sit on the tramp. Oh, don't take my rump, don't take up my ham. I need it to collect a sizable ramp. Don't take up my sausage, don't use my sausage. My boys, they want my sausage all to themselves. All to themselves. All to themselves.
Hey, Virus, as long as you're here, could you corroborate a theory of mine? You know, I think that his DNA is inferior. You know how I know? You've been talking about how the humans' outer structures that they build are very similar to their inner structures. Well, it makes me think, from looking at their outside structures, that their inside DNA is inferior because they have these incredibly tall, skinny buildings, you know, which will probably fall down or so out of balance. And you know what else? They got lots of floors in them which aren't even rented out, which makes them weak, you know what I mean? And also their stupid system, you know, it's so out of balance that the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, you know? I think they probably have these long, skinny DNA with lots of nucleotides that don't even do anything, ain't I right?
Your genes are boring, your architecture is boring, your DNA is flaccid and flabbid and flatulent, and it repeats, it's so boring it repeats the same sequence time after time. Your politics is zero, your communism is it's a brand that's the most boring going. You know, I wouldn't even buy it in a supermarket.
So, Virus, which one of us is inferior, him or me?
Well, I just human on the basis of how well they can accept peace. And you two are both definitely lacking in high evolutionary progress. In other words, you're both inferior. Each individual must be highly evolved in order for that largest and therefore most regressive grouping of humans, the government, to be in the least bit superior. But don't worry, I'll fix you up.
We can't have peace, you know, it would ruin, we would get out of business, you know what I mean? We're in the business of protection from each other, you know, so what are you going to give us this time?
Polio and rabies.
Oh no, here I can't hold the mic no more.
Gene transfer time. I think I better get to my work spreading between you guys the good gene and getting rid of the bad. I don't understand why they want to get rid of me. It's too bad they have to have that pain while I'm doing my work on them. They're so reluctant to experience that pain of change. They're trying to spy us together and interfere on me. I hope they can make it on their own when I'm gone. That's gratitude after all I've done for them. I could have stayed in Venus, you know.
If they release that radioactivity they've been making, my design will become extinct. I would kill them, but that means I would have to give up mood manipulation and my work wouldn't be so interesting. And furthermore, the interruption upon my design that this would necessitate is unthinkable. Why doesn't virus kill them, I wonder?
If I multiply too much and kill my host, they won't be able to get around, 'cause they won't. Look what happened to my smallpox. It was a good thing I mutated in time. I was on such a binge killing and the human hated me so much, they got together and did me in. A parasite can't kill their host without killing himself, so a good parasite is just annoying. Just blow me over and I'll annoy them when I'm having some delicious muscle cells. Want to blow me over? I feel like having some muscle cells for breakfast and some brain cells for dinner.
Oh, the interference.
Oh, the interference!
They are continually putting incompatible matter into the air. My lovely water mixes with their poison dust and forces me to create embarrassing, ugly smog.
Oh, that great binary rivalry and those Cold War molecules.
Not bombs again. They really made me mad this time. Mad enough to make the big one!
What are we gonna do with the peace when we get it? If we had the peace, we'd become obsolete. We need to pretend to be enemies, so our populations would feel the need for protection. We're in the business of protection. We've had our problems for so long. They dictate to us what we have to do. If they were gone, we'd be lost. Where we do the peace when we get it. She has her unstable, painful backbone, brought on by badly spent taxes. She is her disease-scarred heart of stone. She gets winded when she relaxes. What are we going to do with the peace when we get it? What are we going to do with the peace when we get it? What are we going to do with the peace when we get it? What are we going to do with the peace when we get it? What are we going to do with the peace when we get it? Oh, we go out of business. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, we give up, because after all, us big superpowers are just little human beings. Just a human being who can hardly keep our own house clean. I lie in bed and I think how the president is just a human being, and it scares me to think about the Lapides. And I think about all the people who've been irresponsible and stupid, who've had power over me. Like the Oakland police when I was only 17. And the New York State unemployment bureaucracy, they made a cripple out of me. And those boys who had my heart in the muscle of their will. And then a human being transcends it all and makes me feel peace. And I, as a particular human being, hate all those protections and insulations that one needs. Oh, my family led me to expect I'll just die here in my room till I'm ready to fight. And I think about an arcane night if it were a possibility. If all those bestial and primitive instincts were set aside and substituted for a higher form of life, oh, I'm just a human being who can hardly keep on. How cleaner I lie in bed and I think how the presidents are just human beings, and it scares me to think about the lives they got everything and I ain't got so much. That's why I just gotta feel your touch. I really wanna bomb you, I wanna stick a missile in. I gotta have a surrender, you gotta be my queen. When I got your grain and got your everything, we can be happy. Just think what I'll bring. If your baby's hungry,